Okay, this is my first attempt to using ScreenFlow to record an Excel demonstration. And this demonstration is going to show how we can import data either in comma separated value file format, so it's a CSV file format, or a text format. So I'm going to begin by importing data that comes from a weather station mounted on the roof of Kai's. It's quite typical in science and economics to get data in a variety of formats, and we need to be able to take this data and then bring it into Excel for further analysis and display. So if I want to import a CSV file, I go to the File menu, I click on Open, I find the CSV. Notice that this says Colby Quad 2014.csv on it. I click on Open. And voila, in comes the data. This data import's easy because Excel knows that a CSV file has a comma between each column of data, and so it automatically parsed the data into the appropriate columns. You'll also notice that column B has a bunch of pound symbols, and that means that the value in column B is wider than the column. So I can just double click on the right margin of the column, and this should automatically, I'll try it again, expand the column width so that we can see the full date and time that this measurement was made. I'll do the same thing for the pressure column, the wind speed column, and the gust speed column, and now I can see the units associated with those measurements. So that's all there is to importing a CSV file. If I want to import a text file, I'm going to start the exact same way. I'm going to do File, Open. I'm now going to pick the text file. Sometimes you have to change the file types that are displayed in order to see the file that you would like to select, but all readable files or all readable document works in this case. I'm going to hit Open. What's going to be different in this case is Excel doesn't know how to open a text file, so we're going to tell it that it's delimited. And in our case, if we scroll down, we can see the data, but there's no separator between each of the columns of data. So we're going to indicate delimited, go to Next, and now we're telling it that we're using a tab delimiter. And it turns out this data has a tab delimiter, but if that didn't look right, we could try a semicolon delimiter, and I'll go back to the tab delimiter, and that looks good. So this is text data with a tab delimiter between the columns. We can hit Next, and it is sometimes useful to tell Excel what format the date is in, and this is in month, day, year, and we'll hit Finish. It's now loading, and voila, we have the same data. I'll also play my column resizing trick. And we have now imported Colby weather data in CSV format or text format. The last thing that you should do after you've done the work of importing the data is go to File, Save As, and it's important that you then save as an Excel format. Otherwise, you're going to have to import it all over again. And text and CSV files don't save Excel equations. So when you've done the work of importing the data, you should then do Save As, and I like to save in a Excel XLSX. Save. And that's the end of the tutorial.